The morning broke in a hush of silver light, the kind that makes every blade of grass shimmer like it carries a secret. Aria crept into her grandfather's shed, where dust motes danced like tiny fireflies in the air. She wasn't looking for anything, just wondering as she often did, wishing the world had more to it than chores, small talk, and the same paths worn thin by generations before her. That's when she found it, an old leather pouch, its stitching frayed, its clasp shaped like a star. Inside, the pouch was heavy with tiny golden seeds, each one warm against her palm as though holding a heartbeat of its own. Beneath them lay a piece of parchment, edges curling, words inked in a careful hand. Scatter these seeds. The land will test them. Only where the soil is true will they grow. And when they do, you will discover what you seek. Aria's chest tightened. She had no sword, no armor, no map to glory. But here was a quest, waiting for her. She tied the pouch at her belt and stepped into the morning with a fierce little grin. The old road stretched flat and lifeless, trampled by years of cartwheels and boots. Aria scattered her first handful of seeds, watching them roll across the hard surface. The air shifted. A shadow slid across the ground. Crows swooped down, huge and black, their feathers like shards of night. Their eyes glittered sharp as obsidian. Shiny, shiny, ours to snatch. One caught, its beak snapping. The flock descended in a storm of wings. Aria swung her arms, shouting, but the birds darted and laughed, their voices harsh like mocking bells. Within moments, the seeds were gone, carried skyward in greedy beaks. The road stayed bare. The air smelled of dust and defeat. Aria's heart pinched, but she pressed forward. The slopes rose jagged ahead, a place where the earth had cracked open long ago and never healed. Between the stones, she sprinkled seeds, and for a moment, magic sparked. Tiny green shoots pushed through, trembling with life. Her face lit. Yes. But the rocks stirred. Their edges ground together with a noise like bones snapping. One stone split, and from its crack came a dry whisper. No roots. No water. Nothing lasts here. The sun blazed hotter, merciless. The tender plants sagged, curling into brittle threads. The stones chuckled, low and cruel, their laughter echoing like the hollow of an empty cave. Aria shielded the withered sprouts with her hands, but they crumbled into dust. Her chest ached. She turned away, teeth clenched, carrying the pouch tighter than before. Beyond the rocks, a thicket rose, a jungle of black thorns weaving into walls that clawed the sky. Aria hesitated but tossed her seeds anyway. The ground quivered. Shoots burst upward, eager and green. But the thorns moved too, alive with hunger. Their voices hissed around her. Stay with us, we'll keep you safe. You don't need to grow taller, just stay hidden. Forget the sky. The ground is enough. The brambles wound themselves around the sprouts, curling tight, squeezing the light away. Aria shoved at the branches, but each thorn cut closer, tugging her hair, scratching her arms. She staggered back, helpless, as the tender plants were swallowed whole. Her throat burned. Maybe this quest wasn't meant for her. Maybe she wasn't meant to grow, either. Weary and scraped, Aria stumbled into a valley she'd never seen before. Here, the earth was dark and soft, alive with the smell of rain and wildflowers. A brook sang nearby, threading silver over smooth stones. She knelt, her hands trembling, and poured her last handful of seeds into the earth. They sank quickly, as though the soil itself had been waiting for them. This time, no birds swooped, no stones cracked, no thorns whispered. Silence stretched, thick, expectant. Then, movement. First, tiny shoots curled up from the ground, shy and green. Days passed, and they thickened, rising higher, their stems strong, their leaves wide as outstretched hands. Buds burst open in showers of gold, and soon the meadow roared with life, plants upon plants, stretching farther than Aria could see. 100-fold, bright as starlight scattered on earth. She stood in the middle of it all, the golden stalks brushing her arms, the air buzzing with bees and wind. Tears filled her eyes. She had thought she was lost, small, without a place. But here, surrounded by abundance, she felt it, rooted, steady, alive. The parchment's words echoed in her memory. Only where the soil is true will they grow. And when they do, you will discover what you seek. Aria closed her eyes, letting the meadow's golden hum wash over her. For so long, she had searched for where she belonged, afraid she was nothing more than a wandering shadow. But here, surrounded by life that had sprung from the smallest of seeds, she felt her heart steady, rooted at last. The failures, the crows, the rocks, the thorns, no longer felt like defeats. They were part of the journey, guiding her to the place where real life could grow. Aria realized her heart was like this meadow, honest and open, ready to receive. When she held on to what was true and chose to live it out with patience, her life, too, would grow strong and bear good things, just like the golden field around her. The meadow whispered in the breeze, endless and bright. And in that glow, Aria finally understood. She was not lost. She was planted. She was growing. She was home.